Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Fabrizio Romano, Amad Diallo is set to join Rangers on loan until the end of the season without a buy option. Romano has also mentioned that Amad Diallo is already in Scotland ahead of his loan move to Rangers. I think it's the right decision to loan Amad Diallo out, because he'll get a lot more opportunities, plus he'll gain more experience. He's only the age of 19. Amad Diallo has only made a few first team appearances for Man United. Manchester United got Diallo from Atalanta. We got him in a deal worth £37 million. Manchester United paid around 19 million up front. And I think there was nearly 19 million in add-ons. Diallo has got a contract with Manchester United until June 2025. There's an option of an extra year. So that's the news on him. Now I want to give you some more news on Donny van de Beek. So Crystal Palace are hopeful of concluding a loan deal for Donny van de Beek. Crystal Palace have been in talks with Manchester United about getting Donny van de Beek on loan. The other day, Fabrizio Romano said that Crystal Palace submitted an offer to sign Donny van de Beek on loan until the end of the season. Any loan move will not include an option to buy, as Manchester United intend on keeping Donny van de Beek next season. But Man United are open to loaning him out this month. Donny van de Beek is upset with his situation at Manchester United. Earlier on this season, it did say that Donny van de Beek was not allowed to leave Man United this month. Earlier on this season, he had a bust-up with his agent. Donny van de Beek has only scored 2 goals for Manchester United, and he's been a Manchester United player for almost 2 years. He is a good player, Van de Beek, but I haven't had a great deal of a perception on him because he hasn't been given enough opportunities. Manchester United got Van de Beek from Ajax. We got him for 40 million with add-ons included. Manchester United paid 35 million up front. There were 5 million in add-ons. He's under contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. And obviously, I've been talking with you about Jesse Lingard recently. Jesse Lingard's move to Newcastle is on the verge of collapsing because of Manchester United's demands. Manchester United are demanding a 15 million loan fee. Yesterday, Ralph Rangnick did confirm that Jesse Lingard will leave Man United in the summer on TikTok. Rangnick had a conversation with a fan about it. I've been hearing that Lingard rejected an approach from Everton. West Ham still want to re-sign him. Don't forget the second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Lingard doesn't get in our team, but he has been part of the club for a long time. Recently, Anthony Martial left Manchester United. Martial joined Sevilla on loan until the end of the season. Sevilla haven't paid a loan fee and there's no option to buy, but Sevilla are paying Martial's wages until June. Will Manchester United make a signing before this January transfer window closes? It's not long now until the January transfer window closes. Now, Manchester United have been linked with a lot of players. Now, obviously, you know the news on Boubacar Kamara from Marseille. Earlier on this week, Spanish outlet Marca said that Manchester United are in pole position to sign Marseille midfielder Boubacar Kamara. Marseille want just £10 million for him. He says Boubacar Kamara wants in the region of £150,000 a week if he is to depart Marseille this month. He's out of contract at Marseille at the end of the season. He's been at Marseille for a long time. He's been with them for around 17 years, risen up their academy, joined Marseille's academy back in 2005, and since he broke into Marseille's senior squad, he's gone to make over 100 appearances. 22 years of age, is still very young, predominantly a defensive midfielder, but can be deployed as a centre-back. Man United are also in for Reuben Nevis from Wolves. Arsenal have also recently entered the race. I'd take Reuben Nevis at Manchester United in a heartbeat. You know, he's been an absolute revelation for Wolves and he's proven in the Premier League as well, which is beneficial. Reuben Nevis has been at Wolves since 2017. Wolves paid £15.8 million for him from Porto. You know the news on Luis Diaz from Porto. Now, it said Manchester United could look to hijack a move for Luis Diaz. Man United reportedly sent scouts to watch Luis Diaz in action the other week. Diaz has a £67 million release clause and he has 2.5 years left on his contract at Porto. He's 25 years of age. He's been at Porto since 2019. Porto paid €7 million for him from Junior. Liverpool have been linked with him. Tottenham want him as well. Tottenham have been in talks with Porto to sign Luis Diaz, and Tottenham are prepared to pay £46 million. We've also been linked with Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig. Rangnick, of course, knows the player well, which is beneficial. Earlier on this season, Rangnick did say that he wanted Amadou Haidara as his first signing as Man United manager, and Man United have been relentlessly linked with Dennis Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham have been long-term targets for Man United. But Man United are trying to get a midfielder because when Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. Now, like I updated you this morning, reports have said that Manchester United have put their search for a new manager on hold after Ralph Rangnick has impressed Manchester United chiefs since he took charge in December. Now, Manchester United are considering offering Ralph Rangnick the job on a permanent basis. Rangnick has had 5 wins in 8 league games. He's only lost 1 game so far. He's managed 10 games in all competitions so far, and obviously he's got Manchester United to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Obviously we play Middlesbrough in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Don't forget, Ralph Rangnick will receive a £500,000 bonus if he leads Manchester United to a top 4 finish. Rangnick earns £180,000 a week. There's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. So, when he first came in, he said Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then it did initially say that he will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. I'm hoping he can win a trophy at Man United this season. Manchester United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's 5 years ago now. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. He's not under pressure now, Rangnick, but revert back to earlier on this season he was, because there was reports coming out saying that he was already losing the dressing room, and it said 17 Manchester United players were unhappy and wanted to leave. But despite that, Rangnick did get told that transfer funds are available this month, and he got told that the Glazers will back him. Don't forget, Rangnick changed Manchester United's formation. Obviously the new formation we've got is the 4-3-3 formation. To be fair, that seems to suit our standards under Rangnick. Obviously the 4-2-2 formation got scrapped because quite clearly that formation wasn't working. Rangnick brought 3 additions in. He brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. And before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Don't forget, the other week, Ralph Rangnick said that he wants Erik ten Hag to become Manchester United's new manager in the summer. I think there's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. Erik ten Hag has done well at Ajax. He's been Ajax manager for around 5 years. He's been Ajax manager since 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. He's won a couple of titles with Ajax. Revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. And I like the way he develops young players. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Mauricio Pochettino, he's been relentlessly linked with a permanent role at Man United. Pochettino is the PSG manager. His contract at PSG expires next year. I think he has won a French Cup at PSG. He's a good manager, Pochettino, even though he's hardly won anything, before. Pochettino enjoyed a 5.5-year managerial tenure at Tottenham. Back in 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final. And at one point when he was Tottenham manager, he almost won the league. Before Tottenham, he managed Southampton. He guided Southampton to their highest finish in the Premier League. But he only enjoyed a short managerial tenure at Southampton, and before then he managed Espanyol. Brendan Rodgers is on Manchester United's shortlist as well, but I reckon that there's a lot of Manchester United fans that don't want to see Brendan Rodgers come in. You know, Man United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson retired. You know, Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. You know, we sacked David Moyes. After 10 months, we sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite us winning the FA Cup under him. Then we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho enjoyed one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. The 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. And last year, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. Solskjaer's final game in charge of Manchester United was the 4-1 defeat to Watford. As you all know, when Solskjaer officially got sacked, he gave a farewell interview and he got emotional in that farewell interview, which of course was understandable because obviously Solskjaer adores the club and he was part of the club for a long time. You know, like I said, he was Man United manager for almost 3 years and Solskjaer endured 11 years as a player for Man United. Solskjaer was a very good player for Man United. Endured 11 years as a player, like I said. Made 366 appearances in all competitions and scored 126 goals. Won trophies as well, so had a pedigree as a player. His most iconic moment as a player was when he scored the winning goal in the Champions League final at the Nou Camp back in 1999 because he won the club the treble, and that is the club's greatest achievement. Solskjaer is a legend of Manchester United and always will be a legend of Man United. That's what got mentioned on the statement when Solskjaer officially got sacked a couple of months ago now. But Solskjaer, you know, has no proven pedigree as a manager. Obviously the clubs he's managed in his managerial career so far, obviously managed Man United's reserve team for a couple of years, so he watched some of the team grow and develop. He also managed Cardiff. His record at Cardiff was terrible. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he got them relegated. He only enjoyed a short managerial tenure with them. Solskjaer enjoyed 2 spells at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles with them, but they're not a big club. And of course he managed Manchester United's senior squad. But reflecting how long, you know, Solskjaer was United manager, you know, he did gain some managerial experience and he learnt a few different things on the job. Manchester United paid off Solskjaer $7.5 million. Because revert back to last summer, he did sign a new contract with Man United until 2024. Obviously, there was an option of a further year. Manchester United made a mistake giving him that contract because we knew for a long time that he wasn't the long-term manager for Man United. Man United did make the right decision sacking him though. I don't think Man United really wanted to sack him, but they were left with no choice in the end because revert back to the last, few months of Solskjaer's managerial tenure, you know, the performances were bad and the results were bad to go with the performances. But reflecting on that, not all of the blame stemmed from Solskjaer. There was also players that had to take responsibility as well. But I did say at the start of this season when Solskjaer was United manager, you know, that this season was always going to be big for him. You know, I said he had big expectations to exceed. Quite clearly the expectations were far too high for him to exceed. And the pressure was on him because, revert back to last summer, Manchester United enjoyed a very good transfer window. Obviously made 4 signings. 3 of those 4 signings were major signings. We must have spent around 141 million last summer. Plus, last summer, Solskjaer received very good backing by the board. And Ollie did not win a trophy as United manager. And I said he was never capable of winning trophies. Manchester United did appoint Solskjaer in back in December 2018 to replace Jose Mourinho. Obviously, in Solskjaer's first 3 months, he was the interim manager. Obviously, did well as the interim manager, so the club decided to give him the job on a permanent basis back in March 2019. Manchester United spent over £400 million under Solskjaer, and when Solskjaer was United manager, he must have signed around 14 players. Let me put into the equation as well that Solskjaer got rid of a lot of players when he was Man United manager. In his first full season, got us to 3 semi-finals and he got us a 3rd place finish. In his second full season, he got us to the Carabao Cup semi-final. He got us to the FA Cup quarter-final and the Europa League final. That actually was his first major final when he was United manager, but unfortunately didn't win it. And last season got us a 2nd place finish. So yes, some progress was made under Ollie, and don't forget when Manchester United had Solskjaer, Manchester United went 29 games unbeaten away from home in the Premier League, or was it 30 games? I did like the way Solskjaer developed the youth when he was Man United manager. But like I say, no one is going to replicate what Alex Ferguson did at the club. And we've got to accept that, Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager of all time. Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30-odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Alex Ferguson was at Manchester United for around 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a very long-serving manager. Like I say, Ed Woodward, he's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. The good news is that Woodward is stepping down at Manchester United at the end of this month. Woodward's had, a 17-year association at the club. Richard Arnold will be replacing Ed Woodward as a chief executive on the 1st of February, it's said. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. Don't forget, revert back to April last year. Manchester United fans protested against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground and at Old Trafford because the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16.5 years now. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. But like I say, most of Manchester United's outgoings will happen in the summer, not in this January transfer window. So I think this year Cavani will leave. Cavani will probably leave at the end of the season because earlier on this season Ralph Rangnick revealed that Edinson Cavani wants to stay at Man United until the end of the season. Mata will leave as well this year. Lingard will leave this year, but we may have to wait until the summer now to offload him because, like I said earlier on and what I've said in my other videos, he's moved to Newcastle, he's on the verge of collapsing. Donny van der Beek, good chance we're going to be loaning him out, like I said. Matic, he'll leave this year as well. Pogba, he'll probably leave in the summer. We'll offload Jones and Bailly as well this year. Do you think we'll offload Tellez? I hope not, because Tellez has done well under Rangnick. He's our first choice left back under Rangnick. Do you think we could offload Diego Diallo this year, because he's been subjected to transfer speculation before? Diallo is our first choice right back under Rangnick, and he's been impressive, to be fair. By the way, Man United are looking to sell Harry Maguire and Wan-Bissaka in the summer, because quite clearly they're not good enough to represent the club, and Man United will look to get rid of Dean Henderson permanently. And obviously, you know the news on Cristiano Ronaldo. Like I updated you the other day, El Nacional said that Cristiano Ronaldo wants Real Madrid return. Don't forget, before, Ronaldo endured like 9.5 years at Real Madrid. That's before he went to Juventus. And Ronaldo's asked his agent Jorge Mendes to find him another club, because quite clearly Ronaldo is unhappy at Manchester United. Well, it's already said that Ronaldo faces a 25% pay cut should Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League. And Ronaldo wants to leave Man United in the summer anyway if they fail to qualify for the Champions League. Ronaldo recently played against West Ham, did well, to be fair. He was a doubt though for the game because he did pick up a neck injury, but obviously he's now recovered from that neck injury. Ronaldo's had a few injuries since he re-signed. Obviously, Ronaldo was furious for being substituted against Brentford, but Rangnick defended his decision to substitute Ronaldo against Brentford. A couple of weeks ago, Ronaldo gave an interview and he was very critical of the youngsters, so reflecting on that, he's demanding more from the youngsters, and Ronaldo was backing Rangnick to do a good job at Man United. He also said, "I'm not at Man United to compete for 6th or 7th, finishing below 3rd is unacceptable." So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.